podcasting is like Patreon. Have you ever heard of it? Yeah, so it's like a subscription. So basically, like, I don't know how I'm gonna do it yet though. Like,
that's where like people donate like some money and
they pretty much subscribe. Like, they pay for extra content. Okay, it's almost like an OnlyFans, but podcasting realm.
I got you.
Because it's like audio, so it's like you can do video on there too.
Yeah.
And it's basically like, say if we did this show right now, bam, that's on Apple, Spotify, all this shit. But then we get into like more, let's say, like exclusive stuff, or maybe we're getting down and dirty with like your past, my past, your like heartbreaks or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We just get a little more like deep dive into maybe more sensitive issues.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and then people would subscribe to the Patreon to hear the bonus content.
Okay.
And it's like, you can make it whatever price you want, like $5, $10, $15, $20 a month, whatever.
Hell yeah.
And then people would subscribe, and you just get like, you know what I mean?
Access to all the whole package type of shit.
Yeah. So that's eventually where I want to take the show. Okay. It's not ready for it yet. Still have some work to do. I mean, that's coming. I'm just having fun though.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I'm just working on like the quality of the show.
Okay, for sure.
You know, I still feel like I haven't found the exact identity of it, you know.
Okay, for sure. I got you.
But it's coming together.
Hell yeah.
So eventually Patreon, eventually Full Circle merch.
Hell yeah.
And we have some shit coming out.
That's what I'm trying to work on, is some merch, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I think people, what they do wrong is they move too fast on it, you know?
Yeah.
They try to get it done too quick, and, you know, flops. But anyways, welcome to the Sit Down podcast, everybody. Yeah. I'm sorry for my voice being like this. I'm a little tired, guys. I had a long fucking night. I slept in my whip today, or last night. I know some of you guys right now have had the same experiences, you know, like sometimes you just gotta sleep in the whip. I've slept in my whip quite a bit of times, like a lot.
For the hard times.
Yeah, kind of a lot. So it was no big deal, but the big L of the night, guys, the big L, it's not an official yet L, because I don't think it is confirmed, but what had, oh shit, hold on. Yes sir, Mr. Cool Guy here.
Yeah.
Let me redo this.
No, go ahead, do your thing.
Welcome to the... No, I'm just kidding. But anyway,
welcome to motherfucking Sit Down. This is...
Welcome to the Sit Down podcast.
Oh my God, I hate people like that, man. When I hear fucking podcasters that be doing that, that'd be like,
so how is podcasting helped your business?
And then they just like sit there and just smile, listen to the other person speak. It's like, bro.
You ever watch those Nardwuar interviews? I think he got an interesting voice, man. He's like, he's really like this and talking like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's funny. But he does very good interviews. You got to watch Nardwuar.
Okay.
Shout out to Nardwuar, bro. I'm trying to get an interview with Nardwuar. Because he's the type to like fucking research your past, like bring up shit that... from your childhood. Like, how the fuck do you know this shit? Like, there's like they have like reaction videos of like every artist, and like motherfuckers like, you with the FBI? Like, you know, you with the feds? How do you know this shit? Like, I ain't tell nobody this. No one knows this.
You with the FBI? Where were you at 9 o'clock last night?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's crazy. You gotta watch some Nardwuar interviews.
Okay, I'll check them out, man. Thanks for putting me on, man. But anyways, yeah, guys, I slept in the car last night. The L I am talking about is I have misplaced my AirPod charger case. Damn. I don't know where the fuck that is. I'm kind of worried because I love my AirPods, you know. It's $80 to get them back if you want to buy that piece again from Apple.
Damn.
I hope I don't have to do that. I'm not confirming it confirmed lost.
It's misplaced.
It's misplaced at the moment, but if I don't find it, it becomes lost. Correct?
Correct. That sounds about right.
That sounds about right? So, yeah, guys, I hope I find it. I think it's in my car, bro, because worst case scenario, I dropped it at that fucking bar, but I feel like I doubt.
But like at the same time, you ever be looking for shit like in the weirdest places, you can't fucking find it, you dig through everything, and then next thing you know, you find something in plain sight. It's probably like it's under your nose, bro.
I really hope that's the case.
It's probably under your nose.
I feel like it is in my car because at one point my AirPods died and I remember putting them in the case to charge for a bit, and then after a while, I remember putting them back on. Because I'm like, I need to get back in my vibe.
Yeah.
And I put them back on. And then that's the last time. But I don't remember if I did that in the car or if I did that outside.
Yeah.
So I don't know, bro. It's kind of stressing me out, honestly.
You'll figure it out, dog.
I hope so, bro. It's stressing me out. I hate not having shit I need or want. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel it, bro.
Like, I don't know why it's stressing me out.
You feel like you're missing
stress,
something?
bro?
I do deal with stress.
Yeah. Everybody does,
man.
huh?
I usually do it through music, bro. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Music. I like to sip a little whiskey, just kind of ease my mind and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah.
Anyway, guys, welcome to the Sit Down Podcast. It's me, your host, aka OMG on the microphone. Guys, I'm just having fun today. I don't know when or why or how. I don't know. You ever just start a thought and not sure where it's gonna go?
You're just like, fuck.
That happens to me all
brain
the
fart real quick.
I'm telling you, my brain is mush right now, bro.
Dog, it's all good,
It is
bro.
mush.
We just keep it rolling.
Yeah, man. But anyways, I have a great guest here today, as I do
sir.
every week. High quality guest, man. The Sit Down Podcast. We have another one, man. Another drop. Thank you for pressing play on this show. It means the world. Your play does matter. All plays matter.
Yes, sir.
But anyways, guys, I have a great guest here today. He goes by the name of Trey Anthony. My eyes are closed. That's kind of why I like having these glasses. I can close my eyes with y'all without anyone knowing.
I don't even know.
But Trey Anthony has the same name as me. If you don't know, my real name is Anthony, aka OMG on a mic. But anyways, I came down last night. I'll give you more context of my crazy night last night. I came down last night specifically to see him perform. I got invited by Esperanzita.
Shout out to her,
you guys saw her last week. She sent me an invite to this private show, and I felt honored. You know, I'm like, yo, I'm cool enough for the invite. What? You know what I'm saying?
Hell
so,
yeah.
And it kind of came full circle because sent me you know and he was just like, hey man, like, I don't know if you got any shows, blah blah blah, but you know, like, Trey Anthony's a pretty cool guy, whatever. I was like, all right, cool. But honestly, at that point, I was just like, I don't know if I'm gonna have him on. I've already had a lot of artists.
For sure.
At that point, I wasn't really looking for any more people because I was pretty booked up. But what ended up happening was I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna push, because normally I do seasons of 25.
Okay.
But today I'm like, this season I'm like, I'll go 30. Like we'll push it to 30. So I'm like, I'll add him to the list, and then full circle, Esperanzita, that invite, I saw your name right there, and I'm like, bro, is this the same guy? I'm like, no way.
That's me.
I'm like, that's perfect. Me. Like, I should go to this. It would be kind of a cool thing to show face and to see you do what you love to do in person, live action. So that's why I came up last night. I saw the show. It was a great show, bro. You did a really good set.
Hell yeah,
from what you're telling me, it was your first performance in decades.
Yeah, man, it's been a minute. I think I had performed with the last time I performed was at Rancho Napomo with Bobby Been Fresh, and this is like February 22nd, I believe. So this is like right when fucking COVID hit, and so, you know, come March, like the whole shutdown happens, and then all these venues like closed. They stopped doing shows, so it was that whole year went by without performing at all. And then until, you know, last night was kind of a low-key private thing. So and then last night was my first time performing after that whole year, pretty much. You know, it's about to be a full circle with that year. But it was also like my first time performing like some unreleased music I have. So like nobody heard any of the songs that I performed last night until last night.
that was a good show, man. I loved your set. What were the new songs that you performed? What were they called again?
In order, I think if I remember correctly, I started off with a song called Duck Duck Goose. And following that was it's an abbreviation. It's a FYTB. It stands for what the fuck you talking about. And then I think following that was a song called Right Here. And then I did a song called No Way featuring the Kid Knight. And then I think I let him shine on one of his songs called Better. and I'm kind of featured on the hook at the end. So it was kind of cool for him to come in on the last 2 songs just to give me a little breather, because I have that more rap, that technical style. So I need to catch my breath a little bit. So he kind of broke me off right there, and then I ended it with my hook at the end of his last song. So it was like a cool little, like I did all my transitions to each song, so it was like a really like cohesive like performance. You know what I mean? That's usually how I try to do my shows. So.
You felt like it went good?
It went good. Yeah, at first, it felt a little weird. Like it's always like a little nerve wracking when you're on. But as soon as you start rapping, bro, all that shit just fucking fades away, bro. Yeah, and it's just like you get to be you, your alter ego, do you, and just, I'm usually quiet too. That's the weird part. I just got someone tell me like you're really quiet to yourself in person, but then when you're on stage, you're fucking spazzing out and like rapping hella bars, and I'm just like fuck, that's what it is. That's that inner that inner release beast. That what I'm saying. Yeah. But yeah, I had fun. It's been a month.
I mean, it was totally dope, man. How many performances have you did in total?
Fuck, let me see. I want to say I've done a good 5 to 6 legit performances.
How was that first one, bro? Was it scary?
The first one was fucking scary because it was I did it at it was with my homie King Domingo, and we had, this is my first, I think it was my first project I kind of put together. It was an EP called Good for Nothing. I don't even remember the year. I want to say 2016, 2015, and we did it at the Filipino Community Center.
And that was the first one.
That was the first one, and it was it was a pretty big spot. I want to say there's at least 200 people, because it was for a cancer. It was a cancer event. So all the money that people paid for the tickets and the food all went to charity for a cancer organization or something.
Right.
But yeah, so I was nervous because there's a shitload of people. I've never performed before. I've done something I've done little backyard kind of things the way we did yesterday. At someone's house and shit. I've done performances like that, but my first venue was at the Filipino Community Center.
Wow.
And that shit was just they had a big ass stage and lights and everything, and I was yo, this shit's real. It just felt weird. I was so nervous, but again, as soon as you start your set, it's all that shit fades away. You're yourself, and then the dopest part about performing is right after, you get people that don't even know who the fuck you are come up to you, and you're yo, you got talent, you're dope, and it's just it's motivating to get that response from people that have never even met you, they've never heard your music at all, and it's that's one of the reasons why I do this shit, you know what I mean? So yeah, man, it was crazy.
It's wild and a surreal feeling when you are doing something out of passion, out of love, just to do it, and be standing in front of a place that you never thought it would take you. For you, it's rapping, so it's you probably I don't know, I'm not trying to speak for you, but it was because I felt this. I've felt this feeling before, where it's just bro, I was just writing fucking bars in my kitchen, and here I am, in front of people, doing this shit. It's crazy, so it's just a real feeling, it
really is.
I felt that too when I first came out here.
Okay.
When I first came out here and I recorded the episode Odyssey Visuals, I had Odyssey Visuals, Lil Bones, and King Trip all in the same sitting.
Okay.
On the same trip, and honestly, that feeling right there, I was just bro, I'm in this dope ass studio, my set's up, I'm talking to people on this podcast shit. I'm just bro, I never thought my podcast would be this.
Yeah, for
you know
sure.
what I mean? Even just me and you coming up here to this private show, that was lit. All this experience, I'm just bro, it is surreal, because I'm just I never I couldn't plan it any better to have the show how it is and where it's going and what it's done for me already. You know, I feel the experiences are the payment. You know?
For sure. And then it's just gonna keep on growing. It's gonna keep on evolving and shit, and have different guests on here, and you never know where you're gonna be fucking a year from now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You could have your own spot. People will be coming to you to do shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be lit.
It's crazy when people are yo, I wanna sit down and talk with you. I'm what?
For real? Why? The fuck?
Why?
The fuck make you so special?
You wanna come on and talk podcasting with me?
Yeah. It's hell
it's
yeah.
So funny, dude. So how long have you been doing music in total, bro? How long has it been?
Shit, man. That's kind of a long story. That's a hard question to answer because everybody asks me that shit. So like I was like in the 3rd grade and like my cousin used to live with me.
Bringing it back.
And like so it started like in the 3rd grade. So it's like not like me full blown making music, but I guess my love for music started. So it's like in the 3rd grade, my cousin Chris used to like live with us. Like he moved down from Fresno actually, because I got Fresno out and I got family out in Fresno. I got Fresno out in family. I almost fucked that one up. But nah, I got family out in Fresno.
Okay, so
I
you're
think
familiar with Fresno?
A little bit. I don't really go up there too much, but you know what I'm saying? My cousin had moved down to SM and he didn't really have a spot to stay, so my mom took him in, and he like, this is back when like the computers were like those big old blocks and shit. And he had the DAW that I used to make beats and shit and to produce all my you know, my songs and stuff, and it was called Fruity Loops 3. It was like Fruity Loops 3 or something. It's like the very first like versions of the software or whatever. And like he had introduced me like, oh, you can make beats and shit, and they're like little blocks that you just kind of click and it would like play this loop, and it's like little percussion thing, and so I knew that. And then I also had like my grandpa who was like in a mariachi band, and so he'd like, you know, do his music and stuff, and then
a little bit, yeah.
And then so yeah, he tried to show me how to play piano a little bit, and then I just started liking it, you know what I mean? Because it was like soothing and shit. So
right. And
then come like fast forward to like 8th grade, one of my older brothers had a homie Moses that was a producer here, and I don't even know what he's been up to, but he's kind of just went MIA. He just kind of stopped hanging out, but yeah, so I got into that program. He kind of like we would hang out back then, and he'd show me how to make these beats, and like I started liking that shit. And then come to like high school, this is like, you know, 2009 high school, I started kind of making beats, but I didn't know how to like mix and master anything. So like I was making these dope ass beats, but they were like fucking distorted. They were just like, I didn't know what clipping was, and like all this like panning, doing stereo separation, none of that, you know, like that quality shit.
Yeah,
I didn't know none of that shit. So I guess if I could answer the question, I've been doing it since like, I want to say freshman year, making beats, but not really knowing how to mix and master till like 2013. So from 2013 till now, do the math, that's like 7-8 years. I want to say something like that. But yeah, so I mean, I went to Hancock and stuff. I took a couple classes. I learned watched those YouTube videos, you know, YouTube University. Fucking, you could pretty much learn everything on there. Fucking, and then it's all just trial and error. You know what I mean? But you know, you learn how to do something, and then your sound just evolves. And like, if I listen to my old shit, that shit just sounds like trash compared to like this shit. Yeah, it was just like, damn, like I thought I was the shit back then, and I sound like garbage, bro. But yeah, I want to say I'll say 6-7 years. I've been making music, yeah.
Do you feel like anybody could rap, bro? Can anybody do it?
No, bro. I mean, yes, it's a yes and no question. Anybody, like, if you really, you know, are about this shit, like, you could do it for fun, but at the same time, like, I feel like I care about this hip hop shit where I don't want people distorting or losing track of how the fuck this all started. You know what I mean? Like, because I care about the bars, but there's some people that really don't care about the craft enough to kind of like, you know what I'm saying? But anybody could rap if you really try, you know. I mean, but it also takes skill. You know what I'm saying? So it's a trick question. It's a trick question for sure.
I feel that, man. I feel like,
because you could, like, you know, you could have fun and be fucking faded with the homies. You could just freestyle a couple bars, and it's like sometimes, you know, like your stream of conscience just says some dope shit, and it just happens to click. And like if you get the, you know, use of doing that, you can do it. Yeah, but
I feel the same thing. It's kind of funny. The more I sit down with musicians and artists and stuff, the more I see just like that parallel between podcasting and music.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, it's kind of the same thing, because it's like anybody could pick up a mic and do a podcast, but can they do like it well, and can it be something of interest? You know, it's like you
gotta have a formula for it to be like successful. Like you can't just kind of wing shit all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like you said, like anybody could spit a couple bars, like kicking it with the homies and shit. Anybody could record a conversation, but it does take skill, takes time, all that shit. Which leads me to another thing, dude. I kind of want to let you in my zone a bit, and kind of like fill you out. Pause. But anyways, my mental state, man, sometimes it's just kind of been everywhere lately, you know. Because sometimes you're just like, especially as like a content creator, it's like you spend hours and hours, and you know you're just like throwing stuff at the wall. You know, it kind of feels insane sometimes.
Yeah,
because it does feel like insanity. It's like I record a show, I put out a show, I clip it, put it out, just repeat, and you know, sometimes it's just kind of like you think to yourself, am I doing this for nothing?
Yeah,
you
bro.
Know, is this
you have your moments of doubt, for sure.
Yeah, your doubting moments. It's kind of like, is this shit gonna work, or am I wasting my time? Like, it's kind of like that feeling. And so it kind of like brings me to my question of, do you ever feel that way, dude? Do you ever, like, with your music, feel like, bro, this shit is, why am I doing this shit? Is this, am I wasting my time? Like, how do you feel about that?
I'm glad you asked that, because that's exactly how I felt when I dropped my last project. I dropped this album called Nothing Personal, and it was kind of like, I titled it that because it was kind of everything personal. Like, I dropped some shit that, like, I put like my all in this fucking project. So when the shit dropped, it was kind of like, it just like went over everyone's heads, and like I was like, fuck, man, like, you know, like, this was like my best work, like no one fucks with it. And it was kind of like, shit, like, why the fuck am I doing this? And it's like, yeah, man, like, you have your moments of doubt too, but at the same time, if you believe in this shit, I feel like, you know, you can make it. You just gotta stay consistent. And it's like, just because it doesn't, like, if you don't succeed right away, like, you just can't expect results to happen right away. Because, like, maybe 5 years from now, like, I just might have that moment where fucking I blow the fuck up or something, and then all the fans I have 5 years from now look back at all the content I've released and become fans of the older shit. So it's like, you got to kind of have content out to for people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. You got to have a catalog. And I feel like maybe I was just fucking butthurt at, you know, back then, but yeah, dude, I always have my moments of doubt, especially too, like, I'm not sure if it relates to podcasting as in the music world, but even when you have writer's block and shit, and like you're trying to make a song and you can't fucking think of nothing, you can't come up with the hook, or like, you know, anything, it's like, it kind of sucks. It's like, fuck, dude, it's like, you kind of want to quit, but it's like, you just got to find something to inspire you to just keep driving forward, bro. But yeah. It
feels like you feel insane, huh?
Yeah, it's like, it's not a good feeling, man. Yeah.
It be in my mind, bro. Like, it's weird because it's like, I really be like hurting my head.
You be fucking like physically hurting your head, like, fuck
thinking about this shit all the time, like, and it's kind of like, it manifests itself to, like, it's weird because it kind of sometimes feels like a hole I'm trying to fill. And I try to fill it with, you know, putting out episodes, putting out content, shit like that. But it's like, and I feel whole when I do that. But then moments after, I'm like, okay, I gotta do it again. I gotta, you know, keep at it. But it's like, I don't know. It's just I keep filling the hole, and it's just like the hole has a hole, and it just keeps falling out. You know what I mean? It's just like this whole thing, and it just kind of drives me insane sometimes.
Yeah, I feel it, dog. I mean, it happens, man. And I feel like that's the shit that'll make or break you. So what I'm saying, so it's like, you just gotta really be about this shit. But
it kind of reminds me of, I don't know if you've ever seen that picture where it's like it shows like a guy digging.
Yeah, and it's like right when he quits, he's like this close to the diamonds and shit.
The diamonds were right there.
They're right there, yeah.
That lives in my headspace rent free, bro.
Damn.
I keep thinking about that, bro. I'm like, bro, if I just, because sometimes, like, it kind of crept on me to, like, last week, I released the episode or whatever, and I was kind of just like in a headspace where I'm like, bro, I don't feel like doing this anymore. You know what I mean? But it's like, I do love it. It's not like I'm like miserable or nothing. I'm not trying to paint that picture, but it's just kind of like why though? Like, why am I doing this? But then it's like that picture comes back in my head, and I'm like, what if I just quit right now? And then like
a week later, episode next Friday, you could have had that one.
Yeah, you know so it's just hard. It's really hard because it's just a challenge. I don't know. I just brought that to you, man, because I know I feel like a lot of content creators, a lot of people that are trying to do something in this new space is kind of goes through this, you know. And
it's like that for sure, especially with someone like me, because like I Like, I don't, like, it's cool to pay for studio time and shit, and to have someone record you or have someone produce for you, but it's like, I sit there from the very fucking beginning, like, I craft out this fucking beat, I fucking mix the shit, and then after that, I'll sit down and, like, write a hook. After the hook, I'll fucking write my bars, and then I gotta go into recording myself. Like, I do everything my own, so it's like, it's so time consuming. If I had a fucking executive producer with me, just shooting me beats, or someone recording me, I could just stand in the booth all day, that's fucking perfect. I'll be knocking tracks out all day, but it's like, I gotta fucking, usually when I make my albums, I make all these beats first. I select all the beats that have a sound for a project, and then after that, I'll kind of be like, okay, now it's time to get to writing. So, like, I already spent a couple weeks making all these fucking beats now, or months, however long it takes me to find my beat selection. Now it's like, now I gotta write to these motherfuckers. write to them. After I finish all the songs writing, that's usually when I spend days recording everything. Once I record everything, I gotta remix the beats, like, you know, like, mix everything, all my vocals for it to be all, you know, it's just so time consuming.
Yeah,
bro.
dude.
But it's like,
what's your favorite part of all that process?
all of it.
All of it?
I fucking hate this shit, but I love all of it. It's a bit. It's work. Like, it's really a job. Like, it's crazy. I wouldn't say it's a job, because sometimes a job is like, fuck it, I'm just here to make money. But, like, it's work for sure.
Yeah. Because I be feeling that, bro. Like, because me, like, I mean, I love the whole process just like you, but the part that gets me is just like the editing.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm like I know some people in the podcasting realm just kind of like will, like, after this conversation is done, like, barely touch it up and then put it out.
Okay.
You know, I like hearing the entire episode out, so that takes an hour just to do that, right? If I just hit play and just listen to it again, that's an hour. But I don't just do that, right? Like, I gotta add the intro music. I like to, like, mix it, our voices a little bit, make us a little more crisper, you know, compress it, all that shit.
EQ the shit.
And then sometimes, you know, I like to, you know, cut it up a little bit, maybe, you know, cut this pause out or whatever, touch it up. But I feel like I have to listen to the entire thing. Yeah. You know, and that takes an hour at least just to hit play. But in entirety, it takes like 3 to 4 hours